Good morning. I'm Parampreet Singh. Welcome to the Meditation Questions podcast, part of the Immersion Meditation Network. Meditation without gods, reincarnation, afterlife, or the supernatural. If you'd like to support us, please visit meditationquestions.com. Today's question: where should I meditate? My temptation is to start answering that question with something cheeky, like saying, you should meditate everywhere, in every moment, which is true for the most part, but doesn't really help in answering the question. And I really do want to answer this question, because I have an amazingly practical answer. But before diving into the answer, let me give some background information about myself. I grew up in a home with a dedicated prayer room. My mother was a devout Sikh. She did prayers and meditation in the morning and at night. Sometimes I would join her, and sometimes I would go into that room and meditate on my own. This practice of having a dedicated prayer and meditation room, that practice continued with me as I moved out of the house and went off to live on my own during university. I, too, had a dedicated meditation room, and I slept in the living room. That's right. My bedroom was the dedicated meditation room, and I slept in the living room. And I have to tell you, it was awesome. It was just lovely. I enjoyed it thoroughly. When I walked into that room, it stirred up all of the childhood memories of my mother's prayer room. And immediately crossing the doorway into that room, I had a shift in attitude. I felt like I was entering a sacred space devoted to my own well-being. Modern research on habit formation has confirmed all of these effects of environment. That environment dictates mood and action, and actions beget other actions. It's not always about willpower. In fact, it's almost rarely about willpower for certain things. It's more about arranging your spaces to encourage you to do the thing you're trying to do. Are you trying to eat more fruit, like me? Well, you're more likely to do this if, when you walk into the kitchen, someone has peeled and cut a plate of delicious fruit right there on the counter, waiting for you to eat. Unfortunately, for many of us, that someone is usually us. We ourselves have to do this. And I do it. I go into the kitchen in the morning and start by peeling some golden delicious apples that I get directly from the farmer at a market near my house. As soon as I look at those apples, my taste buds become alive in anticipation of that juicy, succulent, slightly tart, slightly sweet, golden, delicious flavor. And I get excited about it. And there's very little effort between me and the eating of those apples if they're already cut, ready to consume. The same is true of walking into a meditation room, especially if it's a room that has had a lot of incense burned into it or flowers in it. The lingering aroma just hits you like a wave as you enter a room like that. I love incense, but I don't burn it as much now because there's other people in the home that don't enjoy it as much as I do. But when I was alone and I had that room, I used to burn incense, and as soon as I walked through, it was like, it's meditation time. It was mind-shifting walking into that room. The whole feeling and energy was of, I'm going to go get me some enlightenment. Let's meditate the out of this incarnation. I'm going to release myself from the samsaric cycle of birth and death. No more reincarnation. Well, I don't actually believe in gods and the cycle of birth and death or enlightenment or moksha anymore, but I still do believe in the meditative wisdom of the ancients. And I do believe in what I'm going to call that dreaded R word, which is ritual. I believe in ritual. Not in a mindless ritual that's mostly equivalent to superstition. Not a ritual that ignores facts and science. Not a ritual that ignores human decency. But rather, a ritual that sets mood and intention. A ritual that acknowledges the importance of taking time out for special acts, either alone or with family. Simple rituals, like acknowledging gratitude for food before eating. That kind of ritual, I love it. And having a dedicated room for meditation can create beautiful meditation rituals. Now, I don't have a dedicated room for meditation because I have a family and there's just not enough rooms in the house for that. And most of us are probably in that phase of life. If you are in a position where you live alone or in a place where you can get that space, do it. It's awesome. It makes establishing a meditation practice effortless. But let's say you live in a modern city with skyrocketing rent prices, and it's hard to even get a affordable room for yourself, let alone a place where you might be able to create a separate meditation room. In that situation, which is my situation now, what to do? Well, the first preferred option is to have a dedicated corner of a room for meditation, a place where you keep your meditation cushion, your shawl, your journals, and whatever else you might use during meditation. And now it's time for the big practical tip for creating a meditation space. What I suggest is to get a really nice towel, a bath towel, not a hand towel. Make sure it's clean with a design you like to look at, and place it on the floor, and then put your cushion on top of that. This ritual of the towel tells your mind that it's meditation time. The act of pulling out the towel, unfolding it, putting it down on the floor, during that entire sequence, your mind is hearing, it's meditation time, it's meditation time, it's meditation time. And then when you sit down and get ready, do you know what time it is? Yep, it's meditation time. Now you might want to get a fancier cloth, maybe a really nice scarf, and use that instead of a towel. Whatever's in your budget, do that. Keep in mind, there's no magic in the towel or cloth you're meditating on. And there's no magic in some cloth or object that might have been used by some renowned meditation teacher or guru. It's all just a bunch of atoms like anything else. The enchanting feeling from the towel or cloth you might get is being supplied by you. It's being supplied by your heart and your mind, not by the cloth or object. So when you're choosing, just choose something you would enjoy looking at and it's convenient to use. Put it down wherever you've chosen and use that as your regular meditation spot. If you can't sit on the floor for meditation, then put this cloth on the chair you might be meditating in. Meditating in the same place every day is the best. It really does make a difference in sustaining a regular meditation practice. It's that whole idea of habit formation and ritual. Having a dedicated place tells you, okay, now it's time to meditate. If you can't meditate in the same place every day, then keep in mind your towel or cloth is portable. That is the charm of it. There's nowhere else to meditate. Put it down in the middle of the kitchen floor and meditate. Wherever you place the cloth is your meditation station. It's particularly useful when traveling. Just fold it up, put it in a bag, and there you go. You have a portable meditation area. You can take it with you wherever you go. But as we talked about earlier, the magic is not in the material. It's in our hearts and minds. So my recommendation is to choose a nice towel or cloth you already own and decide that's going to be your meditation station. To answer the question, where should we meditate? We should meditate wherever we lay down our meditation cloth. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to support Meditation Questions, visit meditationquestions.com.